What single event in history do you think changed the world the most? Invention of the printing press. It allowed the proliferation and spread of ideas at an exponentially higher rate, and it allowed books to become something the masses could afford. The Enlightenment and by extension the modern world never could have happened without it. It represented as big of an information revolution as the internet does today. Discovering electricity. We'd still be using letters for communication, construction tools wouldn't allow us to build any structure more than 10 or so stories, spark is a key part of an internal combustion engine. So no cars unless you had a steam engine. Invention of antibiotics.
Came here to say this. Without antibiotics the average life expectancy would still be like 45. You get a small cut while tending your garden back in the day and it could potentially kill you.
Another planet hitting the Earth when it was forming. Without that, the Earth wouldn't have enough mass to maintain a dense enough atmosphere to support complex life, like Mars, and there would also be no moon. The Black Plague killed a massive amount of Europeans, changing the course of human history and culture, religion, medicine, etc. Hard to say if all those people survived, what family lines would have stayed and produced world-changing offspring.
Taking this further, some political scientists argue that had the population not been killed so much by the plague, there would have never been modern democracy. Some claim that after the plague, the peasants held more power of their lords in feudal Europe because the workforce was so much smaller. This is a very paraphrased version of events. If any historians want to step in and fill in the blanks, be my guest.
It's not what I think, it's a known fact. The plow in Egypt. First time in human history we had surplus food and could plan for the future, unlike any other animal on the planet. From here, all human civilization developed. The Columbian Exchange. So many cultures and species mixed. For instance, earthworms didn't exist on North or South America before, and that completely changes the plant and wildlife composition. And that's only one of many changes. Worldwide diets changed. Europe was introduced to tomatoes, potatoes, tobacco, and chocolate. The fall of the Inca and Aztecs, as well as the wipeout of countless other natives. I'm surprised I haven't seen it mentioned yet. I've seen several historians argue it was the most significant event to happen to the planet since the death of the dinosaurs. Technically prehistory, but the Great Oxidation event, about 2.4 billion years ago. Organisms in the ocean began to use photosynthesis more efficiently and began releasing large amounts of oxygen into the atmosphere, causing an extinction event that killed 99% of life on Earth at the time, but also paved the way for multi-celled organisms to evolve and eventually lead to the world we have today. Gavrilo Princip's killing of Franz Ferdinand. This single action led to World War I, World War II, the carnage of communism around the world, the Cold War, China's rise, unease in the Middle East, poverty in different continents, and possibly the coronavirus. There's more than just that, but that's some of the biggest effects of it. In the last 150 years? The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Of all time? Jesus Christ getting popular at just the right time when the Romans controlled so much of the world that the message was spread everywhere. The creation of a transistor. Without it there wouldn't exist technology as we know from the last century. What do you think has been the event that changed our world the most? Let us know in the comments below. And be sure to like and subscribe for all the latest videos.